Michael fans don't play. But I love y'all because y'all shot my whole channel into trajectory. Trajectory? Read a book. Read a book. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. I get it. Thank you for finding this and putting it in 4K. We appreciate it. Peach, shout out to you.
It's been almost 4 years
1080p.
since you've recorded or come out with a new album.
Okay.
How do you feel now that the album is out?
This is not a...
I feel rejuvenated, kind of.
This, I've seen a better version. Shout out to you anyways.
It's so much work. A lot of people, they're used to just seeing the outcome of work. They never see the side of the work you go through to produce the outcome.
Right.
And I feel, you know, rejuvenated and happy. It's a jubilation, really, is what it is. It's like a celebration. It's like, we're done.
How long did it take to come up with, I guess you almost wrote 8 songs or 7 songs on it?
You know what it is, though? I don't think he wanted to be in interviews right now. Because if y'all don't know what was going on, this is the Bad album. So he put out Thriller, which is a global phenomenon. It shoots him into superstardom. He's probably the most famous person on the planet at that point, at like 20-something. And he goes away. And he's just this icon embedded in history. Thriller is embedded in history. And he comes back, and he drops an album, and he's light-skinned. And his nose is smaller and pointier. And his hair is longer. It's just a whole new look. And it's a fire look, because it used to be my favorite look of him. And Bad used to be my favorite album, because they had like Smooth Criminal and Diana. But when you look at it, like if you were there, we like to think that we wouldn't judge people for the way they perceived him. As someone that is black, I'm going to just say, as someone that's black, growing up, if I was in 1987 or whatever year it was that the actual album came on, because he went on tour on 1988. So 1987, the album comes out, and I see him go from basically dark skin to light skin. And y'all have to remember, he wasn't telling anybody he had vitiligo during this time. And it's like, you know, so I can understand why he wouldn't want to be in this interview right now. Maybe I'm just reading into it, but I assume that's why he wasn't really comfortable with a lot of things as far as interviews too. He got to like 30-something. Like, he's 30 right here, but he wasn't, like 30-something. I'm talking about, what song did he do? He did, like, during the time that he was making In the Closet, that type of era, when he's just way more comfortable in his skin. He's dated, you know, Marie Presley, like that era. He's way more comfortable in interviews than he is all the way up until that point. He's really awkward in a lot of his interviews. I don't know if y'all want me to react to more of them, but I've seen a majority of them.
Take to come up with that creative process?
I don't remember.
Dang.
I totally don't remember. I don't even count the hours or anything. Every song is different. Sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it happens slowly. No one can quite say what the creative process is, because I have nothing to do with it almost, because it's created in space. It's God's work, not mine.
Shout out to him for always giving credit where credit is due.
A lot of times, and you've been really blessed with a tremendous amount of gifts. And yet it seems as though a lot has been required of you. Do you sometimes regret being so utterly famous?
No, sometimes. Only sometimes. Sometimes I want to sneak into places and not have any hoopla or, you know, and it doesn't work all the time. Because people start and they crowd around, and which is sweet. I mean, I shouldn't complain, but...
No, but you have a right to complain, because everybody has a right to go out there and to just be alone. But it seems like that right isn't really given to you.
Well, it's part of the work, I would say.
How do you feel
He's appreciative of his fans.
about the song Bad? We talked earlier, and I told you that I like the song Bad because it's really all about you. You are the baddest when it comes to the record industry.
Fly.
Well,
what you want to say? What you want to say?
It is quite different from anything I've ever recorded or I've ever written.
Okay.
It's a bold statement to say.
It is.
But I mean it in
But
all
growing up, all people said was that Michael Jackson is bad now. That's what I heard is Michael Jackson is bad. So, you know what I'm saying? It'd be the GOATs that don't want to give themselves that kind of, that their props. You know what I'm saying? Who was it I was just watching? I was watching Dave Chappelle, and he was giving props to Chris Rock and saying he's the greatest. And I love Chris Rock. Chris Rock is amazing. He's hilarious. Everybody knows that Dave Chappelle is the GOAT, though. Kevin Hart admitted that Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. Dave Chappelle was one of the funniest people, went away, came back 20 years, and acted like nothing happened. Came back, took the world by storm, said some crazy controversial stuff, and is still on top right now. Just put out a special on Netflix recently. So it's like, he doesn't even know his own greatness. That's just how it be. I guess that's just how it be when you go like that. I guess the only person that really, Michael Jordan, he'll say somebody is like, you know, is greater than him, and like in the past, how like we say, for this generation, this person's the best. He'll say like, in my generation, I'm the best. But we know come on, bro. He's the GOAT. Like, stop playing. Stop playing. You know this. Stop. Even if you're a LeBron fan, let's be real. I don't watch sports, so you don't have to take my opinion. But the world knows that Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball. You ask a random Japanese person right now, name one basketball player or I'm going to kill you. You know what they're going to say? Michael Jordan. That's the first thing they're going to say. Stop playing. Come on. Anyways.
So don't take
it's
it too seriously. It's a good modesty, of course. Yeah, I'm saying, it's like a way of saying you're cool, you're all right, you're tough. I'm not saying I'm like criminally bad. Of course, that's how people would take it.
Oh my gosh, you're so sensitive.
It's a bold statement to make.
Mm-hmm. How about the video? The video is also another thing on this album is that a lot of songs make social statements, and the video also does that
right.
too. With Bad.
Man in the Mirror.
I know that you probably didn't experience anything like that, but my name is Daryl.
Yeah, I know.
And I grew up in Harlem in the South Bronx, and I went away to school, and I also had to deal with peer pressures. How did you come about with that whole idea of doing something like that?
Well, it wasn't really my idea. It's actually part of a true story where this kid tried to
It's my story, in a sense.
Yeah, it's your story, but the truth of what really happened, this kid, don't look at me, Frank.
Let's do that. Hold on for a second.
Yeah, don't make faces.
Now, I know that you didn't write the video, but you're telling me the story is almost like the story of my life, but you're telling me that it's based on another person.
Yes, it is. This kid who went to school upstate in the country, whatever, who is from the ghetto, and he tried to make something of his life. And he would leave his old friends behind, and when he came back on spring break or whatever, Thanksgiving break, his friends became so envious, jealous of him that they killed him. But in the film, I don't die, of course. Yeah. So it's a true story that we had taken from Time or Newsweek magazine.
Yeah.
And he is a black kid like me, and it's a sad story. But pardon?
How does that make you feel when
you
see those sad stories?
Oh my gosh. I always forget, like, he was born in, like, 54. Like, pardon? This is the 80s. Do they still say pardon? Shout out to you, though. Parents raised you right.
Oh, something like that is very sad because it's all negative. It's wrong. I think that's life, to want to grow and become more. And like you plant a seed and it grows into something beautiful. And it never dies, really. I think people should be that way.
You know what? My favorite song on the album is Man in the Mirror.
Oh, yeah, I like that a lot.
That's my favorite song.
I like that a lot. You made it. You better.
What you do in the world, it really has to start with you.
It's my philosophy, too. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
Yes.
Is it hard to do?
Yeah, well, people don't look at themselves honestly. They don't look at themselves and point the finger.
I promise. Listen, y'all. Listen. I say that all the time. A lot of people are not genuine. That's first off. A lot of people are not genuine. But a lot of people can't do self-reflection or critical thinking. You can never ask yourself, well, is what they're saying about me possibly true? You never take that time. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if people don't think you're not doing that. It's about, are you actually doing that? You're actually trying to grow. Do you actually change? Do you actually think, hey, what can I do to better myself? What can I do to grow, and what would make me, you know, a better person? Or even just considering something that was what is it? Critical, when somebody's not criticizing you, but they're giving you advice that doesn't sound nice. Whatever word I'm thinking of that I'm blanking on right now. But when people do that, are you able to take that critical advice or whatever it's freaking called and go, let me self-reflect. Maybe they're right. Maybe I could, you know what I'm saying? Are you able to do that? If you're not making that change.
It's always the other guy's fault.
Let him cook. Let him stop.
Change yourself.
Let me stop.
Look at yourself. Make better of yourself, you know?
When you look in the mirror, are you happy with what you see?
In what way?
That was a slick question. That was a slick question, and you're not slick. I remember the first time I watched this interview, and I was like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I know what you mean by that. You know what you mean by that. But what do you mean by that? Because obviously, I already explained what was going on during this time. So what do you mean by that? Because that's such a random question to ask. But I get why you had to ask it. We were thinking the same thing.
In terms of that social philosophy.
I'm never
in terms
totally
of the
satisfied.
social
I always
philosophy.
wish the world could be a better place. No, not at all. Hopefully, you know, that's what I do with my music, bring happiness to people, and to bring joy, bring some peace in their lives.
Are you a prayerful person?
Pardon?
I said, are you a prayerful type person?
Oh, yeah, I pray a lot, yeah. I see a beautiful sunset, and I say, God, it's beautiful, thank
Hey,
you.
same.
Or a baby smile, or butterfly's wings, or anything like that, you know.
You know,
if y'all can't do that,
on
hey,
the album version,
life is beautiful. I know a lot of things, like social media, make y'all think everything negative and whatnot. Take the time to just realize, I'm in a room, I have a bed, there's a green screen behind me, some people are watching, there's people replying, some people enjoy what I do, I have video games, I can sleep tonight in a comfortable place with heat when it is freaking cold outside. There's a house, I have lights. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just be grateful for where you're at. I understand things suck. I'm not saying it's always great, but sometimes we gotta be a little grateful.
I just can't stop loving you. You make some very strong, sensuous remarks to a woman that you're lying next to.
I was in a bed when I was doing that.
Really?
Also, yeah. I was laying in the bed.
That's insane to say. You know what he meant.
I did that whole rap in the dark.
And the lyrics go, it goes, people really don't understand me.
Yeah, I say a lot of people misunderstand me. That's because they don't know me. I guess that's true. People believe a lot of crazy stories they read.
Yeah.
Some is true, some is not. And
does it hurt when you see those crazy stories?
Sometimes. But it's part of the work, you know.
Dang.
You ever want to lash out in any type of way?
It's crazy how sensitive he is. Like not even in an offensive way, but like truly pure. Like y'all have to remember, this is a grown man right now. He is 30 years old right here. At the earliest, he's 29. So you have to understand, this is a grown man talking about joy and babies and butterfly wings and the press hurts me. Like, for him to be able to express that is very different. Very different. I don't know if a lot of people can receive even what he's saying because of the way he might sound, or like, if he didn't have the status he had, would people care what he's talking about? Is what I'm saying. Because he's a 30-year-old man talking like this, and I'm just being frank. You know what I'm saying? But it's really cool to me that he just feels so comfortable being who he is and saying literally what's on his mind or in his heart. It's kind of crazy.
True.
Yeah, a lot of times. But why bring more attention to a thing? You know?
Is there another favorite song of mine? Is not as much as Man in the Mirror, but Liberian Girl.
I love Liberian Girl. I'm Liberian, by the way.
Liberian Girl in your life?
No, I wrote that in at my house.
Did you learn to answer that? Took too long to answer
playing
that.
some pinball or something, and the song just popped in my head, and I think I ran upstairs, put it on tape, and it became Liberian Girl. Same thing with "We Are the World, We Are the Children."
You did that right there?
I didn't really, I mean, I don't know why those words came. They just came as that. We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. I didn't think about it.
That's crazy.
Just, you know, just come. Just comes.
How about, one thing that I find is like what you said, it took so long to come up with all the different songs on the album, and every song is different. You have calypso influences, you have reggae influences, you have the new cool sound with one, you have heavy metal with...
I know heavy metal. Calypso... Okay. Okay, I can accept that. But what was the other one he just said?
You had the new cool sound with one, you have heavy metal with... And every song is different. You have calypso influences, you have reggae influences.
Reggae? What song on the Bad album was reggae? We'll say anything these days, because I'm trying to think to myself, what song on the Bad album was reggae? But okay.
Cool sound with one, you have heavy metal with Dirty Diane.
I love Dirty Diane.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites as well.
Because it's
people,
it's
bruh, people. I don't know. Maybe it's not people, but nobody mentions Dirty Diana in their top 5 list, or not top 5 list, top like 10 or 20. Like Dirty Diana is so hard, and I think really the music video did most of that for me when I was growing up. But that still, when you listen to it, you're like, just the notes he's belting. Come on, what? I was like,
story of
blown away, blown away.
I hate to say the word groupie, but that's what it is.
That is what it was.
And it's something that I've experienced, and a lot of people who grow up on the road, like me. I mean, I don't remember not performing. And
do you feel as though you missed out on something by not remembering, not performing?
Of course, but I've gained a lot too. A lot of people never get out of their hometown and get to see other wonderful places. A lot of kids read about things that I get to see in person all over the world, different places. So I'm so happy about that. I mean, you never can have everything.
How does it feel when you go in to do a concert somewhere, and literally there are tens of thousands of people that are rushing over to you just to get a glimpse?
That's insane.
That's a wonderful feeling, especially when you see them smiling, and I love the fans. I think it's very sweet. I feel thankful is how I feel. I really do. I don't take any of it for granted.
What would you say, what interests you most about life?
What interests me most about life is learning, finding out new things, exploring different worlds. I'm so interested in the human anatomy now, and the brain, and so many different things like that, and the bones and everything.
I know that, and you know, this is a sensitive area, but you were very much interested in the bones of the Elephant Man, John Merrick.
Yes.
Is that because of your anatomical interest?
Yes, I've been to the London School for Doctors twice, and I visited John Merrick's remains, who I feel a closeness to. I love the story of the Elephant Man. Very sad story.
Would you someday like to do maybe a remake of the movie or the play?
Maybe, but I feel it's been done so well already with David Lynch, and I think it was John Hurt who played.
That's right, who played in the movie.
John Merrick, yeah. That I don't think I could contribute any better than what they've done.
The part that I like best is when, after he gains confidence, and then he's back on his way after having gone to the carny, they stole him out of the hospital. And then he's inside the subway station. And then finally he has to yell in a sigh of,
yeah, leave me alone.
Leave me alone, I'm not an animal.
I'm a human being.
I'm a human being. Do we as human beings treat people as animals too many times?
Yes.
I think so.
That treated Michael Jackson like he was a goddamn zoo for a majority of his life. And now that he's dead, now people want to, be like, oh, I love Michael, this and the third. And we always knew he had fans. Like, he's the most famous person on the, well, not the most, but I would say one of the most famous people on the planet Earth besides Jesus Christ. And it's like, why do him so dirty when he's alive just to miss him when he's dead? Or just to say, oh, he's immortalized, he's a legend, he's this, that, and the third. Michael, he was the bad. You did you treat him like that when he was alive? I was a kid when he died. I didn't even really register that he passed away till I got much older. Because I was like, oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah, he like died when I was like 9. Okay, cool. But like I didn't, well no, I could have been 9. I was definitely not 9. 2009. But the point is that I grew up watching him. So I didn't even recognize he was dead until years after he actually passed away. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like I have a specific, or maybe a special, is it envy, I guess? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I envy those that got to experience him. And I just hope that while he was alive, y'all personally, you know, supported or enjoyed his music or didn't badmouth him, you know, before he passed away.
Man's inhumanity to man. I mean, that's what war is all about.
Sure.
So many of the
What's
problems.
war about?
Beings treat people as animals too many times?
I think so. Man's inhumanity to man. I mean, that's what war is all about.
Sure.
So many of the problems in the
What you been
past.
reading?
Are you scared of war?
I don't think anybody likes war, in truth. No, I don't like war. I like peace. I'm a peaceful person.
Do you ever think about ever being an ambassador or anything like that? The fact that you're accepted around this whole world.
True.
You ever think about being some type of ambassador?
I feel I'm that already with my music and what I've done with music, because it breaks all barriers. I don't have to make a political statement. I do all of that with music. It breaks all language barriers and everything to all races of people. It goes all over the world. And it's fun to see kids from India or whatever country you name, you know, who know about the music.
That's crazy.
Okay. Last question, sure. This will be about the tour. Appreciate the time. Can you
yeah, because he asked a lot of like random questions. What do you think about life? What? Ask about the tour. You know what I'm saying? But that's dope that he actually answered all of them. Honestly, gave him the time to do it. That's dope. That's fire.
Okay. Why did you choose
Michael
to
has
start
rehearsal.
your
Michael has rehearsal.
in Japan,
Wait, what?
and not really give your fans here in America a chance to see you until the end of the year?
Well, as you remember, the Victory Tour was all American, and the rest of the world didn't get anything. So it's good to be fair, you know.
Y'all hold them.
And actually, I think it's more fair because the show would be much better when we get here. The worst thing to me personally to see is an opening show because, you know, it's not as tight as it can be.
Sure.
And it was something that my manager had done, and the people who work for me, wherever they book it, if I like it, I'll go. You know, and I like Japan. I've been there before.
Any apprehension about touring by yourself for the first time?
I've done so much solo work. Even when I was little, 13, solo albums, solo appearances on TV shows. And it's just another road.
Facts.
But of course, you always think and feel things. I don't see Marlon next to me. I don't feel Jermaine. I don't, you know.
Sure.
Dang.
I tend to hold a feeling that
no
matter what you do in the world, it really has to start.
I'll give you that. It looked clearer. I'm going to just say, like, his lip, like, area, I don't know what I was looking at. But
it's my philosophy, too. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
It was messing with me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was the frames per second. That might be what it is. It was the frames per second, probably. I'm willing to bet. I wish everyone who called him weird and strange could see this, just to understand how normal and thoughtful he was. R.I.P. to the king. Yeah. Fortunately, that's how people are sometimes. But if y'all enjoyed that, you know what I'm saying? I hope you did. I don't know why I said if y'all enjoyed that and I wasn't going to say anything else after. But we're still streaming. I'm still doing more content. Check out the streams. If you're not on Twitch right now, please check out the streams. We are streaming Mario Kart Wii every night. I just opened up like the Lightning Cup. Gotta go on that. You know what I'm saying? On the 150cc. So check out the Twitch. Check out all the social media. If you enjoyed this video, I'm gonna leave the link in the description box below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I'm gonna see y'all boys later. Please. Salute.